It's time now to review headlines of today's newspapers. And of course, we will start with this day, on Saturday, where the newspaper of record, as we say here,
according to Manuel Efedi, newspaper of records.
All right, we'll pick it from the window, from top to bottom. The window story says President appoints new heads for NIPC, CAC, ITF, SMEDAN, 10 other Ministry of Industries agencies. Ononuga named Special Advisor, Information and Strategy. Kashim Imam's son heads Firma's board. That's, the appointments upon appointment, coming, new kids on the block for many of the...
Appointment on steroid.
but more will still come because, as we're hearing, many of the heads of the agencies, will go in a short while, and then the president will have the latitude to appoint and possibly reward many more people. On the strip below the window, Tinubu grants Wike's request to remove FCT from TSA. Treasury single account, that's a story on page 8, which is generating a lot of debate online as to, it looks like the intention of the minister aligns with that of the president, which is to say, let Abuja FCT be able to use his IGR to develop many things in the federal capital city, so that the city can, come back to his old glory as the country's capital. But a lot of other people are saying that why single FCT out? What is the point of appearing to bend the rules for one while you expect others to comply? That why don't you allow FCT to have better access to their funds? In FCT, in TSA, rather than say, go and spend your money as you wish. As if that it won't require appropriation anyway. Yes. But this is where we are. Wike will smile.
Gets his way.
His way.
Is getting
and
his
will
way
smile
in
to,
all of this.
to the banks to get the job done as we,
So that means his money will go to all the banks. Any bank that he wants his money to go to. Well, not his money. It is the money of FCT. This is government's money, and it should stay with TSA.
Yeah.
Everybody celebrated the fact that TSA is a way of ensuring probity, is a way of ensuring that you know where the money is. And you can track
everything
track everything. But once you take it out of the TSA, it means that one agency of government or one arm of the government is able to then do whatever it likes with his money, and it's going to require a set of the best auditors in the land to be able to track. Everything we always say is make sure you can track the money. Once it becomes money that can go in 7 other banks, whether local or international, well, not necessarily international, but any local bank can then access the money and you won't know where it is. If they put it in fixed deposit, you won't even know that it's in fixed deposit, and what do they do with the profit from that fixed deposit?
Wike is already talking as if Abuja is, in real terms, at the 37th state. 37th
state. He's the state governor, executive state governor as far as this is concerned.
Well, he's the minister of the Federal Capital Territory.
But once you
FCT won't have an assembly of his own. He's already talking about having a woman affairs, department and stuff like that.
To borrow the words of some Nigerians online, they said Mr. Wike is an emperor in Abuja, and as an emperor in Abuja, now he has access to the funds of the FCT, and he doesn't have to report it back to TSA. So we'll wait to see.
There will still be some form of oversight from the National Assembly.
From the National Assembly.
So that they can tame a Wike.
Assembly.
Other stories, NUPRC concludes consultation on new regulations, targets 4 million barrels oil output. Good news there, if it is realizable. And the one next to it, is also, something to consider in that sector. Shell confirms huge leak at flow station in Bayelsa. Hundreds in Perimabiri community thrown into crisis. Farmlands, marine environment ruined. That has to be totally looked into.
Yes.
The lead story itself says IMF welcomes CBN's removal of FX restrictions on 43 items, says Tinubu's reforms need time to yield desired results. I feel your yearnings, World Bank president tells Nigerian entrepreneurs. And if you tie that to the cover picture talking global business in Marrakesh, there you have Aliko Dangote, president CEO of the Dangote Industries, Aziz Al-Kanoj, Prime Minister of Morocco, and Dr. Mo Ibrahim, founder and chair of Mo Ibrahim Foundation, at a side consultation during the ongoing annual meetings of the World Bank Group and the IMF in Marrakesh yesterday. IMF welcomes CBN's removal of, FX restrictions. We discussed already earlier today that IMF says Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president's policies are on course, but of course that it will require time for the seeds to properly germinate. So let's hope that at the end of the tunnel there will be a bright light.
Yes.
Last but not the least is Mohbad. Mohbad, the Afrobeat singer who died unfortunately last month. Coroner summons Naira Marley, Prime Boy, Sam Larry. That's on page 5. We're still on the coroner's inquest to the causes or the remote cause of what killed that young, bright and brilliant musician. So it's interesting that his former boss, Naira Marley, and the controversial music promoter who calls himself Sam Larry, and a childhood friend of Mohbad, Prime Boy, have been asked to report to come and give, some evidence. Strange, Kade, that the coroner's inquest thing is coming after the Commissioner of Police in Lagos, says that, the prime suspect is the auxiliary nurse and a few other people. But here we have not even determined concretely, what actually led to his death. But we'll see. Justice for Mohbad, as they say. Let's hope that
let's hope so.
That will go. Do we move on to Saturday Vanguard, or do you want to quickly check out The Nation?
The Nation definitely says CAC, Son, Smedan, 11 others get new chief executive, and of course the picture on The Nation just above the masthead is that of Bayo Onanuga, who has finally been rewarded for the work he has done for Asiwaju. Some people are happy, some people are not. President pulls FCT.
Wouldn't they be happy for him? I mean, he worked very hard for
the president.
And he's more than deserving of...
Yes, he did. But there are questions being asked about some of his choices of words and the things he said on social media that made some Nigerians question some of those things. That made Nigerians feel that anybody who seemed to have said some of the things that he has said should not be allowed in public office. And these are the words of some Nigerians on social media, and they have a right to their opinion, but the president has the final authority to decide about the
just
people.
Just like Mr. Onanuga too has a right to his own opinion, but let's see how
freedom of expression.
Absolutely. Let's see how he functions well, because it looks
as
like
a government official now, you would expect a lot from him, and you will hope that he would step up to the plate and let bygone be bygone. We're no longer having electioneering campaign anymore. So I would expect Chief Bayo Onanuga to do that which is expected of every civil servant or public servant, as the case is for him right now. President pulls FCTA out of Treasury single account. We just talked about that. So Mr. Wike got his requests approved by the president. He's a special minister, obviously. He's a very special minister to the president. Tinubu to Supreme Court. Obi, LP's appeal, Mayor Jamboree. So we'll wait to see whether it's just a Mayor Jamboree, depending on what the court says. And as some Nigerians are saying, eyes on the judiciary.
Eyes on the judiciary.
Some people don't want to hear that, but Nigerians are saying, yes, that's The Nation.
Yeah,
The Nation
but we're just pulling out of The Nation now to quickly go to the Vanguard, Saturday Vanguard, where the lead says, reduce excessive powers of president. Governors, Nigerians are now to give life to legislature deepen our democracy. But it looks like we haven't got a vanguard there. Saturday Telegraph. You got
Saturday Sun. Sun newspaper.
Sun.
Saturday Sun, just beside the masthead, Guba polls, violence, voter apathy, others threaten exercise in Bayelsa, Kogi, and Imo. The elections are coming up in November, right?
November 11th.
So next month, the elections are coming, but already there is fears and concerns about the level of violence and voter apathy. People are tired of politicians. The major story on it is PDP elders push for Saraki to emerge as chairman. I think Saraki has served PDP for so many years and he served well, probably deserving of being the chairman of the party. And I think he will be a stabilizing force for the PDP if they allow him. I think we saw him having a meal cooked by Wike, who is still a PDP member, but serving in a
Wike's
APC.
kitchen is now the go-to kitchen in Abuja. We haven't got time, 5 more seconds. Saturday Telegraph has 2 important stories, the lead and the second lead. Naira's free fall, redenomination of Naira to take effect in January. They are quoting sources. And the second story, a 35,000 wage award. We're not following federal government's lead. That's according to governors. Those are 2 important stories that will interest a lot of readers given the importance of what they're talking about. But we have to go now, and that brings us to the end of the morning show today. Thank you for watching, and do stay safe. I'm Steve Ayoride.
And I am Kade Akintemi from here. Our entire team here in Lagos, Nigeria. Enjoy the rest of your morning and, of course, the rest of your day. Have a great weekend, and goodbye.